welcome to my channel. My name is Ruta and thank you so much for being here. As you know from the title of today's video, we will be talking about Merit's newest product, which is called the Uniform. It is their tinted SPF or tinted sunscreen, whatever you want to call it. So if you're interested in finding out more information about this new product, then go ahead and keep on watching. So I want to start off with the basics. This is what the packaging looks like. It is a squeezy tube made out of plastic. It has silver details on here. It comes with a pump, which I feel like is pretty nice, and then has a pretty decent click. This does retail for $38. It does have 1.7 fluid ounces or 50 milliliters of product, and it does come in 15 sheer shades. The selection of shades I feel like is pretty even, and because this is sheer, it kind of is elastic on which shade you're using because your natural skin will be kind of showing through anyways, so you can kind of get away with using something maybe slightly lighter or slightly darker, and I feel like the colors are pretty evenly distributed from light to dark. So the main point that I want to kind of drive in, which answers a question that I oftentimes ask when I buy something new that costs $38, is how long will this product last me? So according to Wayne Goss, he's a makeup artist who did us a solid, he squeezed every pump out of this product, which I was curious as to why they used a plastic bottle. Now this makes sense. There's some sort of pump here technology that as you're using it, it is like kind of squeezing itself, so you really get every last drop of this product out. And like I said, explains why this is not like a glass bottle. So Wayne Goss says that there are 180 pumps in this product. Now to get the full SPF 45, you would need 1/4 teaspoon of this product. Now I'm poor, so I'm not going to be using and losing that much product, but according to many people who literally squeeze it into 1/4 teaspoon, it's about 6 to 7 pumps. Now, doing the math, if you're using, say, 6 pumps every time that you're using this, you would go through this in 30 days. So my biggest suggestion is if you are like me and you're stingy and you don't want to be buying a new skin tint every 30 days, I would highly suggest using a regular skincare-based SPF on your face, and then using this, which I use 2 pumps on my face, and it is plenty to give me the coverage that I want, and layering them. So you're getting a little bit of extra SPF, but you're not going through this product, and you can kind of make this little bottle last you 2, maybe 3 months, depending, you know? So that is my biggest advice. Now moving on to the product itself and how it applies and what the texture is. This is me applying it on one half of my face. I wanted to show it to you, like, applied half of my face and then showing you my regular side of my face with nothing but skincare and sunscreen on, so you can kind of compare. I feel like initially it is a little bit thicker than I anticipated to be. When they said it's a lightweight formula, I really thought it'd be maybe a little bit runnier, maybe a little bit lighter, but I think with a zinc oxide SPF, there really is no way to make it like super thin. So for what it is, I feel like you really cannot feel it on the face once it kind of dries down a little bit. And I do have the shade 22, which is called Oak and Bisque. So it is supposed to be a light neutral and a light cool tone, but it is definitely a little bit darker than my natural skin tone. So if you are more on the light side, you could go down to a lower shade. I prefer products to be a little bit darker so that, especially when they're sheer, they kind of blend out, make me look a tiny bit tanner and less ghostly, because I look like a ghost most of the time. That is personal preference. So this is what it looks like applied to the face. I think it's really beautiful. It doesn't pull in any areas more than others. Like, it's not attaching to any drier areas. It really just glides really beautifully. It dries down really beautifully. Honestly, it wears really beautifully. Once it's on your face and it kind of dries down, it looks the same like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours down the line, unless you're like doing hot yoga or something, you know? But it also blends really beautifully with other things. So if you do want more coverage, you can totally layer like the Minimalist on top or any other foundation. I like to just use this with a little bit of concealer and then go in with my skin products. In this makeup look, I used a couple of Merit products actually. I used their bronzer, their blush, their highlighter, and mascara. So definitely plays really well with all of Merit products, and it plays well with other products as well. Talking about the product, it is supposed to be buildable and light as air. Like we talked about, I think the formula is a little bit thicker than light as air, but at the end of the day, it does not feel very thick on the face, and definitely once it dries down, it is light as air. It is a sheer natural finish. Definitely you can tell that this still looks like my skin. It doesn't look too matte, and it definitely doesn't look too glowy. It is 100% zinc oxide, which means that this is a broad spectrum sunscreen, which it protects you from UVA and UVB rays, so that's great. We really love that. Zinc oxide is also a physical sunscreen, not a chemical, because there's a lot of research on chemical sunscreens maybe being toxic and leaching into your body and not being so great. So I love that they went the physical route. Plus, physical sunscreens like zinc oxide are a lot less dangerous for oceans and the wildlife in ocean. It is non-comedogenic and it is safe for sensitive skin, so this should not break you out. And it is oil-free and silicone-free, and it has 0 white cast, and that is to do with the pigment technology. So to wrap this all up, I think you're not going to be surprised when I say that I actually really like this product. I think it looks beautiful, it wears well, it holds up well. As always, a negative with Merit is that they are pricier. I really do like it. I do think that it's a good investment. It is so good to protect your skin. That is all that I have to say. Test this out for yourself and let me know how you like it. Come back and leave it in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm always on here trying to answer them as quickly as I can. You can always also find me on Instagram. I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that this helps you figure out whether you want to use this product or not, or maybe this helps you find your shade. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.